ready to go.
Yeah.
Everything is ready, Gino, whenever you wish to start.
Yeah, okay, you can, let's roll.
Would you like to hear the music?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, dear friends and colleagues, and hello to everyone. Today, I'm delighted to present the poems of 9 international poets published in the International Poetry Anthology Spring's Blue Ribbon from the publishing house Expeditionen in Germany. 8 are present here and will recite their poems, but I will read the poem for one poet since he could not join the meeting. In the beginning, you watched the video and listened to the music by Tomas Styhn. We will have another from him at the end. Tomas is a music video artist from Germany, born in 1962. He was first passionate contact with music at an early age when discovering his parents' record player. At 12, the first own guitar should not be the last. With 15, the rock and roll live debut. Several band projects followed, expansion of styles from swing jazz, children's musical, and blues pop to creating film music in his own recording studio. Another music video will frame our session in the middle. I'll give you the respective information to it then. Both music and poetry need rhythm and harmony, one with words and the other with tones. So I'm pleased to be able to provide them together here. Now we come to our poetry, and the first poet is Daniel Calabrese from Argentina. He was born in Dolores City, Buenos Aires province. He lives in Santiago de Chile, where he became involved with his adapted nation's poetry and literary life. Among his books of poetry, one must mention such titles as La Faz Errante, which won 2 prizes, and his book Ruta Dos, winner of the prize Revista de Libros in Chile. His poetic work has received the approval of specialized critics in several countries, translated partially to Italian, English, French, Chinese, and Japanese. He is a founder and director of Area, an annual magazine of poetry and translation. Daniel asked me to read the English version of his poem, which I like to do. It was translated by Katherine, Hedeen, a professor from Kenyon College in Ohio. She's a specialist in Latin American poetry and translated many respected authors. Her research interests include literary translation and Spanish Caribbean literature and cultures. So Daniel, you please read first your version, the Spanish version of your poem, and then I follow with the English. Daniel, you ready? Ah, okay. You must open your mic, Daniel. Your mic is not open, Daniel.
Ok,
Okay.
sorry. Un abrazo a todos desde Argentina. Voy a leer entonces mi poema Método para calcular el tiempo. Método para calcular el tiempo. Los que viven a este lado de la ruta saben de compensaciones. Cada vez que alguien pasa rumbo al sur, anotan la hora exacta y dejan caer una piedra en el vacío del ser. Quienes viven del otro lado conocen la polaridad. Cada vez que alguien pasa en sentido contrario, de regreso, anotan lo mismo, pero sacan una piedra del vacío del ser. Así unos llenan su vacío y otros lo despejan. Cada cierto tiempo, los que han llenado su vacío cruzan por el puente viejo, que era nuevo, y esperan con paciencia a que pasen los regresadores del sur, uno tras otro, hasta que el vacío es total. Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much. Method for calculating time. Those who live on this side of the route know about compensation. Every time someone goes by headed towards the south, they write down the exact time and let a stone fall into the void of being. Those who live on the other side know polarity. Every time someone goes by the other way, coming back, they write it down too. But they take a stone out of the void of being. And so some fill their void and others empty it. After a while, those who filled their void cross the old bridge, which was new, and patiently wait for the returners from the south to go by one after another until the void is complete. Thank you, Daniel. Wonderful poem. Thank you very much. So now it's our second poet is Gulname Eslek from Turkey. Welcome. She was born in 1974 in Turkey, studied painting at Uludağ University, and then completed a master's degree in art at Istanbul Technical University. The subjects she deals with in metaphors in her poems are, to name some, pain, love, anxiety, desperation, and lack of communication. With it, she gives the reader a deep perspective. Her translator, Ian Sinclair, has been teaching students from all over the world. He is now retired and still enjoys his passion for paintings. So, my dear Gulname, you are inside your page. Hi.
Thank you, all organization. Thank you, Gino, all our poets. My poem, To Wheel with Me. He said to me, we are far, but I thank God for looking at the same blue sky and take the same breath. That's when he plucked the sun and put it in my heart. I am filled with him. Maybe this spring can't come from afar, but spring the brought my life, the smell of the ocean, the color of violets, the melody of birds, the dance of the redbud trees. Me too, for him, I leave a daisy to the spring winds from here, to appear in the blue sky, to feel with me. Thank you.
So, but now in Turkish, you have to read it in Turkish as well, or not?
Okay. Turkish man. Benimle de olsun. Dedi ki bana uzağız ama aynı mavi göğe bakıp aynı nefesi aldığımız için Tanrı'ya şükrediyorum. İşte o zaman güneşi koparıp kalbime soktu. Onunla doldum. Bu bahar gelemez belki uzaktan ama ömrüme bahar getirdi. Okyanusun kokusunu, menekşelerin rengini, kuşların melodisini, erguvan ağaçlarının dansını. Ben de onun için buradan bahar rüzgarlarına bir papatya bırakıyorum. Mavi gökyüzünde görsün diye. Benimle dolsun diye. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you to Turkey.
Sağ ol.
So we come to Germany, and I'm thrilled to present to you Maren Schoenfeld. She's a poet and journalist and has so far 5 poetry books and 2 non-fiction books published. The last poetry book was released just last month. In 2017, she received the Poetry Award from the Hamburg Authors Association. Maren also asked me to read her English poem. It was translated by Barry Stevenson from the United Kingdom. He is a poet, teacher, and translator, and is living in Hamburg, Germany. Maren, the mic is yours now.
Thank you, Gino. Nach dem Winter. Wie eilt der Wegrand an mir vorbei, rennen Tulpen und Magnolien, es treibt mich voran, dich zu finden. Doch du bist schon da. Die ganze Zeit läufst du stumm neben mir her, bis ich schließlich eine Pause brauche. Du erwartest mich auf der Bank unter der Birke, legst mir behutsam ein Tuch aus Vogelgesang um. Die Tulpen bleiben stehen. Leichter Wind geht durch den Baum. Ich schließe die Augen. Meine Gedanken werden leiser. Dann endlich höre ich deine Worte.
Thank you, Maren. Winter's End. The edge of the headlong path with its tulips and magnolias racing past me drives me on and on till I find you. But you are already here, or the time running mutually by my side till finally I need a break. You are waiting for me on the bench under the birch tree and gently lay a cloth of birdsong all around me. The tulips stand still. A soft wind goes through the tree. I close my eyes. My thoughts become quieter. Then, at last, I hear your words. So thank you, Maren. That was wonderful, a wonderful poem. And our next performer is Raquel Martínez Gómez López from Spain. Hello, Raquel. She has written 6 novels and 5 collections of poems. She has been awarded, among others, the European Union Prize for Literature 2010 or the Antonio Garcia Cuba's Historical Novel Award in Mexico in 2018. She has a PhD in International Relations and an MA in Modern and Contemporary Literature, Culture, and Thought. The translator is Ana Garcia Casillas, a young emerging Spanish writer based in Germany. She's currently doing a European voluntary service in a circus. So, Raquel.
She's
Go on.
actually my daughter, but hello, it's a big pleasure to stay with all of you here, sharing the evening. I'm going to read first in Spanish and then in English. Rugido de jaguara. La voz interna ruge. Me asusta la prolijidad del poema con su promesa de salvación. Sé que no hay nada parecido. Quizás solo un momento fugaz de calma. El placer de contemplar lo bello. Se abre y cierra, y siempre acaba. Igual me aferro a saciar la sed, como la loca que soy, prendida a ese instante que se marchita, que presiento, punzante, en el futuro. Hay algo que ya no es nuevo. La experiencia. Experiencia. Añadió infinito cuando hubo una primera vez. No cabía anticipar lo que acababa. Parecía que el goce sería para siempre. La voz interna ruge, y sé que no cura el amargor. ¿Acaso recrea esa búsqueda que da tumbos de ciega? La tarde es engullida por otro anochecer. Quizá la voz me esté diciendo algo, midiendo en una escala la infinitud de una estancia que se fue, por la que ya no sé llorar. Deseo renunciar a ese privilegio. Gracias. Now I'm going to read in English. Jaguars roar. The inner voice roar. The poem's detail frightened me with this promise of salvation. I know there is nothing like it. Maybe just a fleeting moment of calm, the pleasure of beholding beauty. It opens and closes, and always comes to an end. I claim to quenching my thirst anyway, as the mad woman I am, grasping this instant that withers away, that I feel will stab me in the future. There is something no longer new. The experience added infinity when there was the first time. Impossible to foresee the ending. It seemed the joy will last forever. The inner voice roar, and I know it doesn't not cure the bitterness. If anything, it recreates that search, that stumbles around like a blind woman. Afternoon is devoured by another dusk. Maybe the voice is telling me something, using a scale to measure the eternity of a stay now gone, for which I no longer know how to cry. I want to give up this privilege. Thank you.
Thank you, Raquel. So was very gracias as well. Yeah, now we have a slight problem because our next presenter, Susanna, is not here yet. She wrote me an email. She is sitting at her computer and waiting for the access code. And however, I sent it to her.
Here she is. Here
Excuse
she
me,
is.
Ah,
she
here
should be
she
joining.
is.
Okay.
Oh, Susanna, you are okay. It's your turn now. Is it okay for you, or shall we give you a little more time?
I think it might be better to give her a moment. She's not.
Okay,
she's
I
not
give her a
quite
moment.
connected.
Then we will make a little music break, which, as I mentioned at the beginning, by the music video artist Ulrike Gaate. She's a multifaceted pianist from Hamburg, Germany, and received her first piano lessons in her family at 4. This was followed by classical piano education, classes in piano improvisation, and numerous projects in rock, blues, and boogie-woogie, musical theater, chanson, and reading events with music. At Berklee College of Music, Boston, in the United States, she completed several study courses on improvisation and music management at the online campus. With her Ulrike Gaate trio, she won the C. Beckstein Award. She completed a scientific university degree with a doctorate. When she is not playing the piano, she works as a university lecturer. Now enjoy the music video.
One moment, please.
Okay. Yeah, that was nice. And Ulrike is joining us. I saw her. Ulrike, are you here? And can you talk to us? No, because she sent me a little email about the music, the background of the music, and I will try to translate it here. And the lighthouse that we watched in the movie is from Bass Rock Island in Scotland, and it was built by David Allen Stevenson. And his cousin was the famous writer Robert Louis Stevenson, the author of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So, and as a child, he traveled with his family in North Berwick, a small town located across the coast from Bass Rock. And on Bass Rock, Ulrike spent some time researching bastölpel, I don't know the English word, bastölpel, a kind of bird, with Scottish colleagues, hence the photos. Right next to Bass Rock is again the uninhabited island of Phaedra. It is said in North Berwick that Robert Louis Stevenson was later inspired by Phaedra to write the novel Treasure Island. So Ulrike thought it might be interesting for us, and I think it was.
Hello,
So-
Gino.
Yeah,
Can you-
hello.
I'm online. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, but okay. So, but I think I translated this quite okay, or not? So
But it was another video. It was the third one I sent you yesterday. So this one was another video.
no, that was with a So okay, then that was the last video you sent. Okay, then I will tell it next time again. Sorry.
No problem.
So Susanna, you are ready now?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Hi, Susanna.
Hello.
Welcome.
I'm very
Oh.
sorry. I am very stressed these days.
No problem.
Thank you.
Our next presenter, Susanna Piontek, of German origin, lives in the United States. She writes short stories, poetry, essays, and book reviews. Her first book, Have We Possibly Met Before, and Other Stories, was translated into English and was published by Kulisside Press in 2011. Publications in Germany, United States, Austria, Israel, and Albania. She's a member of the PEN Center of German-speaking Writers Abroad, European Authors Association, Die Kocke, and the German Society for Contemporary American Literature. From the latter, she was awarded a poetry prize in 2015 and a prose prize in 2018. Susanna, we like to hear your poem.
It's a pleasure. I start in German first, yes? And then
Okay.
Antwort einer Blinden. Was ist für dich Frühling? Frage ich die blinde alte Frau. Sie seufzt und lächelt. Frühling ist lebendig, ist voller Vogelstimmen, die mich schon in der Frühe mit schönen Liedern wecken. Frühling duftet nach Natur. Ich sehe das Grün nicht, aber vermeine es zu riechen. Wenn der Wind den Geruch frisch gemähten Grases zu mir aus Nachbars Garten trägt, bin ich glücklich. Stundenlang können meine Finger die kleinen Weidekätzchen liebkosen, zarte Pelzkugeln, mit denen man sich sanft über die Wange streichen kann. Frühlingsregen ist anders als in den übrigen Jahreszeiten. Und Frühlingswind hält immer Überraschungen bereit. Steht er noch mit einem Fuß im Winter und ist eisig kalt? Oder ist es bereits warm geworden und er erfrischt? Vielleicht lehnt er sich schon Richtung Sommer und gleicht der Luft aus einem warmen Föhn. Frühling ist Beginn und Verheißung. Er ist Abschütteln von Altem. Der Kreislauf beginnt von Neuem. Für mich ist Frühling die schönste Zeit im Jahr, eine Zeit der Dankbarkeit. Der Winter ist vorbei und ich bin noch da. Response of a blind woman. What is spring to you? I asked the blind old woman. She sighs and smiles. Spring is alive, is full of bird songs that wake me up early in the morning with beautiful melodies. Spring smells of nature. I can't see the green, but I think I can smell it. When the wind brings the scent of freshly mown grass to me from the neighbor's garden, I am happy. For hours, my fingers can caress the little pussy willows, delicate balls of fur with which one can gently stroke one's cheek. Spring rain is different than in the other seasons, and spring wind always has surprises in store. Does it still have one foot in winter And is it freezing cold? Or has it already become warm and refreshing? Maybe it already leans towards summer and resembles the warm air from a hairdryer. Spring is the beginning and promise. It is shaking off the cold. The cycle begins anew. For me, spring is the most beautiful time of the year, a time of gratitude. Winter is over and I am still here.
Yeah. Thank you, Susanna.
You're very welcome.
Now we welcome from Romania, Zorin Dianconescu. He is a graduate of the English Language Department of the Faculty of Letters, Apes University in Cluj, Romania. A job for a lifetime for him was building a bridge between Romanian and English. Occasionally, he writes poetry. He also published a documentary book about the year 1989, writes in and translates into from Romanian, German, and English. And Zorin has told me before he will also represent our next poet. But I think you read first your poem, Zorin, and then I introduce Dorel, and then you read his. It's okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Now the original version of the poem, it's the most recent one. It's not in the book, but I hope you might like it. Jedermann hat seine Republik. Es ist normal, eine Republik nicht zu teilen mit einem Nachbarn, Kollegen, tausenden Unbekannten im Netz. Die zunehmend prekäre zeitgenössische Sprache wird uns nicht helfen. Wir werden zur Dialektik greifen. Ein universelles Werkzeug, gut für jede Sauerei, bis zu dem Tag, an dem wir anerkennen, zu Hause ist der Name eines feindlichen Territoriums, wo ein Sieg oft teurer ist als eine Niederlage. Weisheit floh aus Akademien und Bibliotheken. Sie pulsiert von Telefon zu Telefon. Das Tor steht weit offen. Vergebens warten wir auf Frieden. Der Abend erwischt uns auf der Straße, verängstigt und unentschlossen. Es spielt keine Rolle, dass niemand weiß, woher der Wind weht. Jede Spur vom Vertrauen ist weg. Der Glaube will alles erledigen. Unerledigt gleich ungläubig. Klar, Erinnerungen überfahren uns auf dem Zebrastreifen. An kalten Tagen mit gelöschten Feuern haben wir Beschwerden, viele Beschwerden. Es fehlt noch ein bisschen und wir werden wieder das sein, was wir einmal waren oder vielleicht schlimmer als jemals. And now the English version of the same. Every man has his republic. It's normal not to be able to split a republic with your neighbor colleagues, thousands of unknown users on the net. The increasingly precarious language will not help you. You will resort to dialectic, a universal tool valid for any mess until the day your knowledge. Home is the name of a hostile territory where a victory is often more expensive than a defeat. Wisdom has fled from academies and libraries. It pulses from phone to phone. The gate is wide open. In vain, we wait for peace. The evening catches us on the road, scared and confused. It doesn't matter that no one knows the direction of the wind. Any trace of trust is gone. Faith wants to solve anything. Unresolved means non-believer. Is that clear? Memories run over us on pedestrian crossings in cold days with fires extinguished. We have complaints, many complaints. and there is little time left, and we will be what we once were, and maybe worse off than ever.
Thank you, Zorin.
You're most welcome.
So now we come to Dorel Cosma. He's a poet also from Romania. He holds a BA in journalism, is a radio TV producer, senior editor of several newspapers and magazines, chairman of the IGF, World Folklore Union, former manager of the Palace of Culture, the most important cultural institution of his hometown, and author of several books published in Romania, Bulgaria, Italy, Greece, Egypt, France, Argentina, Germany, Austria, Spain, and the United States. His poem is translated into English by Zorin, and also it will be now performed by Zorin. Thank you for that as well, my dear.
You're most welcome. I thank you for putting up with me for so long a time. So let's go. War. We're in the trenches. It's war. Through a magnifying glass, the skull of deception keeps going. Humped streets, we can't see the enemy. We don't have any more taste. He shoots his cannon, restrictive machine guns, the enemy escapes. We barricade ourselves in houses, we look up in books and pray the key to liberation. The front broke up. Patience has no more. We arrange pain, mixed anger with fear and the violence of truth whenever the siren may sound. We take shelter with washed hands and we don't recognize each other in the useless look from under the mask. War is war, and you do not know where it enters and who is the enemy. Hospitals are full, we have wounded and we have dead. We also have the generals exceeded for the taste of honey. The crowd revolts, lost echo in the ragged cloud. There are too few. With shields, Pfizer and Azteca, the defense begins. Under the plate, suffocating smoke, generals foaming of glory. With ropes related to the bed dying, I grit my teeth. Who can hear them? In the dust of the sun, with wet breath, vulgarity spies, the enemy laughs, the aristocracy, odd storms enact new restrictions, and we applaud. And the original, război, suntem în tranșee, e război. Prin luptă clanul amăgirilor continuă, străzi cocoșate, nu vedem inamicul, nu mai avem gust, se trage cu tunul, mitraliere restrictive, inamicul scapă. Ne baricadăm în case, căutăm în cărți și rugă, cheia libertății s-a spart. Frontul cu frică și furie amestecată și violența adevărului. Oricând poate suna sirena, ne adăpostim cu mâini spălate și nu ne recunoaștem în privirea inutilă de sub mască. Războiul e război, nu știi de unde pătrunde și cine e dușmanul. Spitalele sunt pline, avem răniți, avem morți, avem generali depășiți de gustul mierii. Mulțimea se revoltă, ecou pierdut în norul zdrențuit. Sunt prea puțini, cu scuturi Pfizer și Azteca, începe apărarea, sub platoșa fumului sufocant generalii spumegă de glorie, cu funile legate de pat, muribunzii scrâșnesc din dinți. Cine să-i audă în praful soarelui cu răsuflarea umedă? Vulgaritatea spionează, dușmanul râde, aristocrația furtunii decretează restricții, noi aplaudăm. And thank you very much for your patience.
Yeah, thank you, Zorin. It's very nice to hear the poem also in a language I don't understand, but it's a nice language, Romanian. I realized it. So now we came to Hilal Karahan from Turkey. She is a poet, writer, translator, mother, and medical doctor. She was born in 1977 in Gaziantep in Turkey. She has been writing professionally since 2000. She has joined many collective books, bilingual poetry almanacs, and found in the organization committee of international poetry festivals. She has 6 poetry books, 3 prose books, and many selected poem books published in different languages. She has organized the International Femin Istanbul Women's Poetry Festival every year since 2016. She has many national and international poetry awards. Since 2017, she has been a member of the Publishing Council of International Bilingual Poetry magazines, Absent, Rosetta World, Literatura, and Sahita. My dear Hilal, it's your turn now. I can't see your arm. So, okay, yeah, no. Okay.
Thank you very much for this nice entrance. It's very nice to be here all together and to know each other, because, you know, it is your third anthology, I think. Every year you do this, and this year, for the first time, we do collective meetings. So
yes,
it's
that's
very
right.
nice to meet people like this.
Yeah.
Connection and network is
Okay.
very important, as you know.
Okay.
Okay, today I will read one of my spring poems. First Turkish and then English. Burnu büyük baharlar baladı. Uzun zaman oldu, görüşmüyoruz, erguvanlar ve soluğunuz. Uzun zamandır sesinizi gökyüzünden tanıyoruz. Itır kokusu, Yasemin çayı, öğle vakti, biliriz. Sade ve güneşli günleri seversiniz. Kapı önlerinde sessiz güler buluruz sizi. Gece gölge değildir. Hırs, ihtar edilmiş hareket. Koridorlarda yürürsünüz, pencere aralarında, duvar diplerinde, eşiklerde. Yeni uyanmış kırışıkları kuşlara yedirerek korktuğumuz yollardan döner sıkıntılı sesiniz. Belli. Üçgen bir kalabalıktan anımsarız sizi dalgın. İç açıları ağrayan bir dal erguvan. Çağın sertleşme sorununa teğet, ayak fetişizmine dik bakan. Bilinçaltı çöplüğünde durmadan kurulan ve dağılan bir kabarık insan. Hiç anlamayız ama akla aldırmayız. Aşıkken kim tanıyabilir birbirini? Yeni giysilere alışır gibi alıştır yeni aşka. Biraz daha açık, biraz daha kısa. Gürültüyle anımsarız balkona oturunca gün, üşümüş burnunuz ve kırmızı kravatınız. Kocaman burnunuz ve sümüklü sarı salonun ortasında. Görülmenin anlamı yok. Saçınıza dokunuruz. Usulca devrilir birbirine kitren. Yine elimizi yıkamadan, üzerinizi soyunmadan yine. Yüzümüz cam. Uzak bir limandan dönüyor olmalı kuşlar. The Ballad of How to Springs. It has been long time since we saw each other, the Judea trees and your breed. For a long time, we recognize your voice from the sky. We, the scent of pelargonium, jasmine tea, and the noontime, all know that you like simple sunny days. We find you laughing silently in front of the doors. The night is not a shadow, ambition, admonished movement. You walk in the corridors, among the windows, at the feet of walls, at the doorsteps, by making birds to eat recently awakened wrinkles. Your worried voice turns back the rose that frighten us. The memory is a dangerous forgery. In the triangular crowd, we remember you, pensive, a Judean tree branch, whose inner angles are hurting, who looks tangentially to the AIDS erection disorder, perpendicularly to food fetishism. Man is a transient swelling in the subconscious dump, which is constantly being bulked and dispersed. We never understand, yet we don't care the mind. Who can know one another while we are in love? We get used to new love as we get used to new clothes, little looser, little shorter. Once the day sits in the balcony, we, your cold nose and the red tie, remember noisily. We, your big and snotty nose, sit quietly in the middle of the room. No meaning to be seen. We touch your hair gently. Two trains tilt toward each other. Again without washing our hands. Again you still without undressing. Our face is a glass. These birds must be returning from a remote port. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hilal. Thank you. I know the poem because I translated it into German. That was in your collection. Yeah.
Actually, this poem is not a good poem for listening.
Oh, that's good.
It's good for reading because it has collage parts, and in fact, two different poems are going on together. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hilal. So now we have our last poem, and as I mentioned at the beginning, one poet couldn't make it and asked me to recite his poem that I would like to do. Rachowski from Germany, born 1954 in Saxony, Germany, was a former political prisoner in East Germany and was sentenced to 27 months in jail because of 5 of his own poems. He received several national and international prizes for his poetry. He has published 14 books of stories, essays, and poetry. His translator is Louise E. Stör, born 1956 in Los Angeles, California, a professor of German at Stephen F. Austin State University in Nacogdoches, Texas. She has published numerous literary translations. I first read the German version. Die Fahnen, die Störche. Im Vorfeld dieses Krieges haben die Polen ihre historische Chance verpasst, das Maul zu halten. Das ist ein Zitat des französischen Staatspräsidenten im März 2003. Dieser Frühling, der lügt, malte meine Tage schwarz in den Kalender. In diesem Frühling, der so täuschte, sind die Störche angekommen, in Europa wieder. Nur die nach Polen flogen, blieben aus. Die polnischen, du weißt, die Vögel, das kennst du ja von mir, nehmen einen anderen, ihren eigenen Weg, anders als alle, ziehen über Euphrat und Tigris. In diesem Frühling, der so trug, und es war Krieg, blieben aus die Störche, die nach Polen wollten. Das kennst du ja, sind erschossen, gestorben, wer weiß, kehrten um in der Welt. Wohin? Das kennst du ja von mir. Ob den Polen nun die Farben fehlen für ihre Fahnen, Rot und Weiß, wer weiß das schon, aber das Schwarz, wohin dein schönstes Schwarz, dass ich noch sterben muss, all dies, der Tod, mein Gott, das hatte ich völlig jetzt vergessen. Durch dich und ganz und gar seit jenem Tag, als ich dich wiedersah. In diesem Frühling unserem, in dem du mich verrietst, du weißt wofür, du weißt an wen, so zeitig blieb ich aus und halte jetzt mein Maul. Fehlt deinem Mund die Farbe nun, den Wangen etwas noch, du lachst schon wieder und hisstest deine Fahne neu. Ich nahm nur Schwarz mit von den Farben, dein schönes Schwarz von dir. Das kennst du ja an mir, anders als alle, riss ich dir ab die Totenmaske. Und der Frühling, der so fälschte, malte schwärzer meine Tage in den Kalender, deinen bunten. Flags and storks. In the run-up to this war, the Poles missed the historic opportunity to keep their mouths shut. That's a quote from the French president in March 2003. This spring that tell lies painted my days black in the calendar. During this spring that so deceived, the storks arrived again in Europe. Only those who flew to Poland stayed away. You see, the Polish birds, you know that from me, take a different path, their own, different from all others, and migrate over Euphrates and Tigris. This spring, that was so deceptive, and there was war, so the storks heading to Poland stayed away. You know that. Their shot died, turned around in the world, who knows to where. You know that from me. If for the Poles now are lacking the colors for their flags, red and white, who even knows? And yet, the black, to wear your most beautiful black, that I still must die, all this, death, my God. I'd completely forgotten that just now, on your account, now entirely, since that day, when I again saw you. During this spring, hours, when you betrayed me, you know what for, you know to whom, so early, I stayed away and now keep my mouth shut. While your mouth now is lacking in color, as are your cheeks a bit. You're laughing again and raised your flag anew. I took only my black with me of the colors, your beautiful black from you. You know that about me, different from all others, tore it off you, your death mask. And the spring that so deluded, painted even blacker my days in the calendar, your colorful calendar. So, alas, our poetry reading is now over. I would like to thank every poet for the performance, the musicians and video artists for their contributions, and everybody watching our event. Next Saturday, we'll have the next, and soon you'll get an invitation email with the details. In the end, we will have another music video from Tomas Styhn, and then we finished with this music video, the official part of the reading, and stops the broadcast on the Facebook. So now we have the last music. Thank you very much. And
Thank you very much, Gino.
yeah.
Excellent
So-
music. Excellent music.
Excellent, you're wonderful. So